Now, as you've probably heard, budget cuts have forced the state to make some tough decisions about closing down some of our state parks. Today, a public hearing was held in the West Valley, and as Lindsay Cronforth shows us, it was a way for the public to air their ideas for ways to keep the parks open for business.
Maybe just closing half of a state park and leaving the other half of the state park open.
People from across the state joined the Arizona State Parks Board to discuss the options to keep their state parks open while keeping the legislature happy. Don Skews and his wife, like many others, camp regularly at the parks and came to help offer their ideas to keep the state park systems alive.
To recruit more volunteers for the state park.
But that's not going to solve all the problems. Some of the people at the meeting were upset with the talk about cutting money for capital improvements at several parks and the state taking that money back to bridge the budget problems. But some say that money is desperately needed.
The Douglas Mansion project began construction about a year ago, and it will complete in about July.
Chip Davis, a member of the Board of Supervisors for Yavapai County, says if the improvement project started on the Jerome State Park stops now, he's worried it may never get finished.
We want to ask that the state parks please keep that funding available so we can finish that project.
Even though they don't want to see funds cut, some of the people in the room say they're willing to do what it takes to keep the parks open.
I'd be willing to pay higher fees in order to keep the parks open.
A sentiment shared by a lot of people who spend their time in one of the many Arizona state parks. In Peoria, Lindsay Cronforth, Cronkite News.
Now, you're invited to attend the next Arizona State Parks Board meeting, which will be held in the Valley on March 17th to discuss more ways to save our state parks.